Again, another alternative to using the plate would be using your kettlebell. Our next muscle group that we're going to work on is our bicep. The bicep and the tricep work synergistically together to create a very powerful punch. What we're going to use today, we're going to start out with the 25-pound plate. We're going to stand here, just very strict motion, curl up, almost touching your chin, down. Nice smooth motion, up and down, working that bicep. Very big muscle group behind a punch for the contraction and expansion as when you're punching. Not to mention, with a 25-pound plate, gripping it like this, we're working on your grip strength and your forearm strength at the same time. So you're actually doing two muscle groups at the same moment. As with any muscle group, after you work it a while, you're going to get progressively stronger. So you want to increase your weight and also increase your reps. Again, for the biceps or any other muscle group, progressively as you get stronger, you want to increase your weight and increase your reps. At this time, we're choosing another alternative, which is the kettlebell again. Our next muscle group we're going to work on for a strong punching power is your tricep. The tricep is located in the back of the arm and is one of the major muscle groups behind a pushing type of motion. So if you think about it, when you throw a punch, what are you doing? You're pushing out. So the stronger you get that tricep muscle, naturally the harder and stronger your punch is going to be. What we're going to use today, we're going to start out with the 25-pound plate, and what we're going to do, for two reasons I use the plate over the dumbbell, and we'll explain this a little later, because by doing my triceps with a 25-pound plate, I'm also working my grip strength so that I'm getting two basically for the price of one. So again, just going to come straight above the head, go all the way down, almost touching the back of your neck, straight up. Now, as a beginner, I would say go ahead and start out with 4 sets of 25 and gradually work your way up by increasing your reps and your weight. Another great training device would be the kettlebell. Here again, we're going to do our triceps using the kettlebell. Again, just bending the arm straight up. The next muscle group we're going to work are the forearms, or your grip strength. For your punching power, having a tight fist, the tighter the fist, the more powerful the punch is going to be. Not to mention for grabbing a hold, holding on to somebody as you're punching. So this piece of apparatus here is just called a gripper. Basically, it's a 100-pound plate. You're going to pull the bottom up to the top, and from here, just squeeze. Usually start out with 2 to 3 sets of 100 and work your way up to where you're doing 1,000 a day on this piece of machine. Very inexpensive piece of machine, and Can be purchased at a lot of fitness stores, made by Hammer Strength. In this segment of the video, we're going to talk about conditioning. Basically conditioning the hands to withstand punching somebody and not hurting yourself, and also the forearms, okay, for striking. Very important that you do some sort of conditioning. I refer that you go back to the other books and videos that I've done with Paladin Press, Power Breaking, and Ultimate Combat Conditioning, where we go in depth talking about conditioning and training for that. But just a brief few things we're going to show you here. Just like I said, you need to have some conditioning to withstand the impact of punching somebody with your knuckles and also striking with your forearms. Let's talk a little bit now about forearm conditioning. Again, forearm conditioning is something that you can do by yourself. If you have a stick, you basically just get a 2x2 and stand here, and you can just condition your own forearms. If you have a training partner, there's a certain amount of drills you can do with a training partner, but either way, you can accomplish getting those rock-hard forearms to deliver that devastating strike. Let's talk a little bit about hand conditioning now. Very important for delivering that lethal strike. You need to have your knuckles conditioned so they can withstand striking. Preferably, I like doing the simple things. Knuckle push-ups is the easiest you can do. You can start out on a padded surface. From there, you can move to a much harder surface on the floor, and then eventually move out where you're doing them in the parking lot. I also like to train on a traditional Okinawan piece of equipment called the Makawara. And for more information on that, you can refer to one of my other books from Paladin, either in Power Breaking or Ultimate Combat Conditioning. In this segment of the video, we're going to be talking about the Thunderstrikes and how you can train your body to have these as a powerful, very deadly weapon for the street. We're also going to cover the muscle groups that are involved in making these strikes as powerful as possible. Again, make sure when you practice these strikes, you're practicing with 100% intensity. Practice on something that has some kind of give to it. You never want to hit anything solid that doesn't have any give. Because if you do that, you're going to tear up your knuckles, you're going to tear up your wrists, your elbows, all your joints. No telegraphing, straightforward, very crisp movements. This segment of the video, we're going to be talking about the hammer fist. Again, striking this part of the fist right here. We're going to be utilizing the shoulders a lot in this technique, also the back. Okay, basically, swinging a hammer fist is just like the word says, hammer. Just like swinging a hammer, except for you're going to be using your fist right here, coming down, striking that part of the fist right there. This segment of the video, we're going to be talking about the Shuto, or the open hand karate chop. Basically very similar to the hammer fist, engaging the same muscle groups, the shoulders and the back, and basically the same movement coming down. My partner here is going to hold the bag up, striking with this area right here, pretty similar to the hammer fist, a little bit more smaller of an area where you can get in to strike different areas that you couldn't get to with the hammer fist. Our next technique will be the finger thrust. With this technique, somewhat similar to a punch, except for you're going to do it open hand and striking with your fingertips. Again, with this technique, you'll be striking mostly to the soft tissue area, to the eyes, to the throat, solar plexus area. In this segment of the video, we're going to be talking about the back fist. We're going to be using a lot of the forearm, shoulder strength, and back strength in this technique. So basically, holding the bag up, have your partner hold the bag, striking with the last two knuckles, the top two knuckles here. This segment of the video, we're going to be talking about the straight punch. Again, striking with the top two knuckles here, having these knuckles conditioned to withstand the impact. A lot of forearm muscle groups going to be used in this, along with tricep and your shoulder. Okay, so your opponent will hold the bag up, straight in punch. In this segment of the video, we're going to be discussing the elbow strike. In this particular technique, we're engaging a lot of the back muscles and the shoulder muscles. It's your partner here to hold your bag up. Going to be hitting across pointy part of your elbow right here. This segment of the video, we're going to be working on the ridge hand strike. In this particular strike, a lot of shoulders involved, some chest, some back, but a lot of shoulder. Striking with this part of the hand right here. It's your partner to hold the bag up. Coming across here, striking from here all the way down. This segment of the video, we're going to be working on the uppercut. Again, striking with the front part of the fist, engaging a lot of the shoulder and your back muscles. Okay, basically your partner holds the bag, you tilt it down just like you're hitting up to the chin, okay? Come straight up. This segment of the video, we're going to be discussing the palm heel thrust, striking with this area of the hand right here, engaging a lot of the forearm, shoulder, and some tricep into this technique. Partner holds the shield for you, straight into the bag, again, this part of the hand. The next technique we're going to work on in this segment is the forearm strike. Basically with this technique, we're going to be striking with this part of the arm right here. A little similar to the ridge hand. We're going to be engaging a lot of shoulder muscle and a lot of the back. This segment of the video, we're going to discuss a little bit about shadow boxing. Shadow boxing is something you can do that you can practice all of your hand techniques by yourself. You don't need an opponent. You don't need a partner. What you can do is just get a mirror, let the mirror be your teacher, go through the movements at half speed. Don't have to do full extension on the movements. Just go through them to see where you're going to be striking. Use your body as your opponent in the mirror and see where all your strikes are going to be going to. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I know that if you apply the techniques that you've learned in this video and the training methods, that you will be able to handle yourself in any situation that may arise on the street.